ashes burn in the snow, the night is our turn.
All right, and it looks like Darek has the initiative, and he's got an R2. And R2 is going to... I can't quite see what that is. He's going to keep it, whatever it is. Mercenary gunship in space. I mean, that's going to be met by Cartel Turncoat. I mean, the gunship is a pretty good answer to that. I mean, it is a one resource loss, but you're getting the card out of the turncoat. So I don't think Zack's going to be too mad about taking that trade. If that is what he ends up doing. Zack's action. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do now? And he goes to base. All right. Not what I expected. I think Darek has a red 3 in hand, which if that ends up resolving this turn could be big. Looks like he's not gonna greet it. He's just gonna do 2 to base here. I think he also has a Falcon, and if he goes for that, he could potentially clear the gunship. We're gonna see Bodhi Rook come down here. There's an event there. Is that for a cause, or is it heroic sacrifice, or is it like daring raid? It's for a cause. All right. That's a big hit. And R2 goes to base also. 3, 4, Falcon. Yeah. So that Falcon, I don't know if Falcon's going to go to base or if it's going to clear this gunship. It is going to clear the gunship. Sabine's going to ping, and both players are at 5 now. But I like Derek's position here. He's got, I think he's got 3 cards in hand now. He's going to go down to, he's going to resource 1 of them. So he's going to have 2 in hand, 3 on board. As opposed to Zack, it looks like it's 1 on board, 3 in hand. All right. And Darek does pay for the Falcon here. And Bodhi goes to base. Falcon 2. Both players now at 8. And we got now Forlom coming in, gonna clear this R2. And Boba resets a resource also. And what's Derek's play? Derek's play is red 3. All right. And Zack has agreed to follow up. Zack's got a pretty big buildup of forces now here in this ground arena. Darek can't flip his Sabine this round and start pushing even more damage there. And with the red 3, it's going to be even more. And here she is. We'll see if she actually goes to base or if she tries to take out some of these units. And it's just going to be base. All right. All right, it looks like we're moving on. Is Darek going to pay for Falcon this turn? He looks like he is. He's having second thoughts. Looks like his hand is that an Ozatuk? I think that's an Ozatuk. Looks like he's going to bounce the Falcon, actually. All right. Falcon, I think there's a second Falcon at Ozatuk, maybe a Spark Rebellion. But Zack's got initiative, and he's going to start by sending 4 Lom to the base. That's going to be 4 to base from the Sabine. This red 3 has already gotten 3 extra damage from the raids. Red 3 is one of those cards that sometimes it's horrible and sometimes it's great. Three cost for 2/3 loses to a lot of things, but in situations like this where there's no answer to it, it can get out of hand. And Darek may be winning the damage race for now, but Zack's not that far behind. Especially this turn where he can flip Boba. I mean, I think theoretically, Zack might even have a line to lethal this round if he has like a surprise strike in hand. Or, oh no, 30 health base. I was thinking Darek was on ECL. Red 3 gonna go to base here. And we got 2 resources for No Good to Be Dead. Just going to exhaust that spacer. Or turncoat, sorry. Cartel turncoat. And I'm starting to think Darek might have made a mistake by not paying for that Falcon. Because I mean, you can play 1 and hit base, and he might still end up. That might be enough. But if he had kept his Falcon, he would have been able to hit. Well, he probably the No Good Man probably would have hit the Falcon, so he would have been able to hit for 3 more with the turncoat, and then he plays the second Falcon, and that's lethal at this point. If Zack has no more answers, and I can't quite tell if Zack does. But all right, he's not going to play 1 to this Falcon, so 3 more to base from that Greedo. And Falcon hits for 4. So now Zack has to claim here. And I think he's looking for exactly Cunning. Gets him out of this position. And he doesn't get it. So Darek taking game 1 here. Let's see. Let's talk about their sideboards. So Derek's he's got new adventure in there. Maybe that comes in just to try and steal some games. He's got Boss, Fire Spray, Good Morning Guards. Good Morning Guards is definitely going to come in. Relentless Pursuit. It may or may not. No, he's got another No Good to Me Dead. So Derek's got a lot of options here. We'll see if he ends. I'm. Oh yeah. Oh wait, is Darek the? Did I get these players' names wrong? I think I did. Yep, I did. So sorry. Darek is playing Boba. Zack is playing Sabine. So Zack took game 1. And the way this font works, it doesn't like capitals. Okay. Sorry about that. But Zack, it looks like Zack doesn't have a sideboard, at least not in the list that was sent to me. Yeah. So the thing is, I'm using the Star Jedi font, and the Star Jedi font, some capital. Whenever I type names, I always capitalize the first letter, but in that font, a lot of the capital letters will move to a different letter and not be the capital, because it's like sort of natively all caps, as you can see. So if I type in capital Z, it does that weird little A character instead of the Z. So I just have to make it lowercase z and then it works. All right, we're moving into game 2 of round 3 here. Zack has the lead, playing Sabine. And Darek is on the initiative with this Boba deck. So what exactly was in? Oh no, I was talking about Derek's sideboard there, yeah, with the Warring Guards and everything. On Zack's, yeah, Zack doesn't have one. All right, or at least if he does have one, it's not in whatever was sent to me. They were registering people in lots of different places, so it's possible he does have a sideboard and he did register it, and I'm just not seeing it. All right, Darek starts with a Crafty Smuggler. And Zack goes with an R2, and I think looks like he's got that Cartel Turncoat in the hand also. That's like the ideal opening for this Sabine yellow deck, I think. And the Crafty Smuggler is not going to be able to answer this R2, at least not right away. Yeah, Darek doesn't have a way of dealing with the Turncoat. I wonder if it would be, if we could go back in game 1 and see what would happen if Darek would have killed the Turncoat early instead of going to base with that gunship. But alas, Crafty Smuggler just going to base here, not going to try and make a dent in the R2. I think that makes sense. Sometimes this Boba deck can just out aggro Sabines. And R2 is going to go to base, take a look at that top card, and leave it there. All right. We've seen Zack look with R2, I think, several, I think 2 times this game now, and he's kept it both times. Me personally with R2, I almost always throw it to the bottom unless I know it's a really good card that I want to see. So maybe he's got some really good cards on top of this deck. All right, there's a ping from Sabine. And we're going to see AON come down in space. And another turncoat. Darek does have the 7th Fleet Defender, but it's got so many targets. It's the 4 resource turn, which means Sabine can flip, and Darek has Cunning online if he has it in hand. So for Darek, the choice is like, with this 7th Fleet, do you kill the A-Wing to prevent the extra damage, or do you kill one of the turncoats and try and get some card draw? I can't quite tell what's in his hand. If his hand is bad, maybe he does try to fix it here. And it is going to be the turncoat. And he picks another card. A-Wing goes to base. Is that a 4-lom? It might be a 4-lom in Derek's hand. Can't quite tell. Pretty sure that is 4-lom. Maybe there's a surprise strike in there also. So we're going to see 4-lom. Yeah, I also saw Bosk when he showed that there. So the 4-lom's going to go in, clear that R2. Boba resets a resource. If he's got a Greedo to follow up, that's big. Oh, it looks like he does. Greedo, surprise strike, no gonna be dead, and Bosk are those 4 cards as far as I can tell. Zack's keeping his a bit closer to the chest, so I can't quite see him. Sabine's gonna go and ping here. And then Crafty goes to base. And Sabine hits the table here. And then Greedo does as well. I think Derek's in a better position than he was last game. It's hard to say that he's in the lead. He's taken a lot of damage here. But I don't think he's even taken as much as he did last game. All right, turncoat going to the 7th Fleet. And that's another card for Darek here. A-Wing hits the board. Sorry, X-Wing, but also another A-Wing. So Zack's got air superiority here, but Derek's got a lineup of scum and villainy on this ground arena. None of them have enough power to clear the Sabine, though. Let's see, I'm seeing Cantina Bouncer in hand, and as well as a Bosk. No Zuckus, I don't think, though. At least I don't see one. But Darek has initiative. What's he going to do? Oh, Syndicate Lackeys. All right, he had that. That's a big one. Clears the Sabine and survives. And Boba gets to ready a resource here. And Boba can flip this turn. But he's got to find a way to either win or deal with these space units. Because these A-Wings are relentless. All right, Boba goes to base here. That's going to bring Zack up to 11. And Darek has 9 left over on board. So he's actually going to be able to equalize this in terms of damage done. Ooh, and Zack gets another turncoat onto the board. And we're tied at 20 here. I think Zack got initiative. No Gonna Be Dead. Just going to hit one of those A-Wings. Stop it from dealing damage next round. Zack's got 7 on board. And Darek has a bajillion. So we might be seeing our first game 3 here. If Darek can close this one out, he just has to not die this turn. He has in 3 actions he can win the game. Zack needs, I think, minimum 4. Or, oh, is that Heroic Resolve? That could do it in 1. That could do it in 3. No. Wait. Yeah, no, it couldn't. All right, A-Wing hits for 3. Derek's got answers galore. He's just gonna hit for 5 though. $25. Now Zack's 2 actions away from dying. Zack has a Heroic Resolve, but it's not going to be enough. Two from Turncoat. And Surprise Strike for the early end here. Congratulations to Darek for equalizing it and bringing us to our first ever Game 3 of this tournament. What's the chat saying? Not much. Okay. Oh. You guys can still hear me, right? It says the stream's getting 0 audio bit rate, but that doesn't make any sense. I can see the line going up. Are you playing any PQs RT? Yes, I'll be playing the Portland one. I couldn't get a ticket to the Seattle one, but I'll be there to stream it. All right, you guys can hear me. That's great. If I were playing this weekend, I'd be bringing Kira because I think she is the best position to win. And I think what we saw in round 2 is sort of an example of why. But yeah. All right. Thank you all for confirming that you can hear me and for the compliments. And we should be getting into game 3 here pretty soon. Zack had a great opening in both of the first 2 games with R2 and Cartel Turncoat. I don't see an R2 in this hand. But he's got an A-Wing, and A-Wing's always a good open. Especially with initiative. And we got A-Wing. And it's gonna be met by the mercenary gunship. That's I mean, that hurts a little bit, but Zack does get initiative, so he has a chance to hit base with it first. Is there a list of leaders in here for this PQ? I don't have access to it. The data exists somewhere, and they're trying to get me access to it, but it's Limitless is a weird system, so not yet, unfortunately. But in due time, it should come. Zack's action, and Zack, he has a bamboozle, and I think he's considering playing the bamboozle for free. Yep, he is. So that's just going to exhaust that gunship. That's, I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. You're using 2 cards here to basically save 1 card for 1 round. I guess maybe if he goes... the follow-up play is Falcon and then attack into gunship. That's a good play, and it gets you +1, and your aiming is going to survive into perpetuity. So it makes more sense if he's doing that. 7th Fleet Defender though is not what you want to see if that's your plan. And there is the Falcon. And Darek gets the initiative here. And the gunship's going to die here. Sabine pings. All right, I think is that cunning? I think that is cunning in Darek's hand. I don't think we've seen cunning in either of these first 2 games. It's been sorely messed. I think that's also Gamorrean guards, which could be big with the Sabine flip happening here. And Falcon's going to go back to hand here. And we're ready. 7th Fleet's just going to start by clearing that A-Wing. The space warfare has been a major part of the first 2 games, and Darek seems to be doing a pretty good job with it this roundabout. and Sabine, and she's going to get matched by the Morning Guards. In space, we're going to see Falcon come back down. And that clears the 7th. And a turncoat to follow it up. And Zack has now, I think, reestablished air superiority here. Sabine's just going to knock a little bit of health off that cunning and get a ping in here. She does take 4 back. But now we're going into 5 resources. And this is the turn where Darek can flip his leader. And maybe start to take a lead here. But these space units are not going away. And Falcon is going to be paid for here. Makes sense. And Darek opening with lackeys. Going to clear that Sabine. Boba does get to ready a resource here. And Falcon goes to base. Can't quite see what that is. That might be another 7th Fleet Defender in his hand, but I'm not sure. If it is, that is actually kind of big. Because when Darek attacks, he'll be able to ready 2 resources from the Boba and be able to play 3-drop. And 7th Fleet Defender is just the 3-drop you need to compete with this board. All right, there is Boba. All right, and Darek goes for a cause. 1, 2, 3, 3. But he sees a surprise strike. Surprise strike's a pretty good hit there. So he's going to discard Wing Leader. I'm probably discarding everything but the surprise strike here, personally. Maybe he really wants to keep Bamboozle. I guess he does. So he keeps Bamboozle and surprise strike. Why attack the guards when it doesn't have Sentinel? I'm pretty sure. Oh, did it not have Sentinel last round? He might be right about that. Yeah, because I think he did kill the 7th Fleet off. Are you excited about anything from set 3 yet? Yes, I'm excited about a lot. I'll talk about. I can talk about that more after game 3 here. But after Darek just landed some hits into the base. I think it's his action, or maybe unless Zack has something else to do that he hasn't done yet. Waylay. Ooh, that's interesting. Looks like it wasn't 7th Fleet like I thought I saw. That would be big if it was, but it's not. So I think he's thinking what he wants to waylay. Neither of these are great options. I mean, especially Turncoat, because Zack still has a resource up. Unless Zack already claimed, in which case maybe it's right. But I mean, yeah, it's gonna be Falcon, because I was gonna say, like, anything you could have that would kill Falcon would also kill Turncoat. So, all right, we're moving on. New round. Darek we know as Bamboozle, Surprise Strike, and it looks like he has 2 Falcons also. And he is staying at 5 resources. That's enough for a Surprise Strike Falcon. Darek has, this is what, 13 power worth of attackers on board right now? All right. Surprise Strike going to go in for 5, not 6. And Lackeys is going to go in for 5 also. And there's the Falcon. Guess who's back? Back again. And Cunning. All right. What's Cunning gonna do here? Looks like he's going for discard. And presumably he's buffing one of these units. Oh no, he's just gonna roll for... The die was gonna be for the buff. But he ends up hitting the second Falcon here off that discard. And he's gonna bounce the Falcon. Not gonna go for the buff. I don't think the buff affects the clock, so I think that makes sense. He can still have lethal next turn, no matter what. And I think Derek's on his way to pulling it off here. Sabine is going to use her ping here. Maybe not. Maybe yes. I'm trying to think what I would do. I don't think I don't think it matters much whether or not you do or don't. Maybe, I mean, it theoretically gives Zack a more of a chance to find lethal, and I don't think it increases Derek's odds of getting to a lethal line. But Zack is, I mean, Zack has to deal 10 damage in like 2 actions. And I don't know if there's much that does that. Even if he has another surprise strike, that's 5. And another 4 cost would be, you know, up to 4. Off that. I don't think that's enough. Unless there's something that I'm totally not thinking about. I think Derek's got this one. And he drops a Toro Calican for good measure here. That looks like Sabine, Fleet, Falcon, Bamboozle. I don't know if the turncoat is a rebel or not. If it works for Fleet. Well, he's playing the Fleet, and you can still attack with it no matter what, even if it's not buffed. And I guess we'll see if it is, depending on how much damage gets taken. And it's just 2, so it's not a rebel, I'm guessing. And if Darek has Surprise Strike is lethal now. If not, he can just he's within 2 actions. So Lackeys goes to base. That's 29. And Sabine is going to go out on her own terms with the ping.